Another edition of What the Fuck Happenings in the YouTube Atheist Community. I guess first off I'll plug the contest video again. Keep doing that. Yeah, the prize up to like $425, so thank you subscribers. Be nice if we get up to 1,000, but you know, whatever, 400 is still pretty good. You know, and the idea is just to do the idea thing, you know, do a good video, persuasive, well-made production values, all that crap, or a really good message, or really articulate, whatever, however you want to do it, but frame some good idea in that in a good way and make a video, and you can win some money. So anyway, to be serious also has running a contest, and it's like January 5th I think it is, and you can win like a book token or something or whatever, something. But anyway, yeah, and it's just coincidental. I mean, you know, there's a lot of coincidences this week, so I'll get to the Amazing Atheist, but there's a really weird coincidence. And we both did videos, you know, the beginning of last week, and we both referenced Aquaman. I mean, you know, what's the odds of that? I mean, you know, he's not like exactly the A superhero, you know. It's just kind of funny that we both talked about God and used it by mentioning Aquaman. I mean, it's just so bizarre. You know, how often does that happen? You know, like, you know, in the, you know, the turning of universes. I mean, how many times does that happen? But anyway, just it's strange, kind of funny. So anyway, back to his other videos. They were really kind of irritating. Did a video on girls with bare feet in stores, spraying his lower regions with Lysol. What was the other one? Oh, a bad novel. You know, he just ripped it to pieces, a little paperback, thin little novel thing. And then did another video on effect, you know, and the fact that there shouldn't be two words. Yeah, great. I don't think there should be with 15 theirs either. And the here's and all those words. There shouldn't be duplicate words. Words that sound the same, that spell differently. Screw it. We don't need different words. We can figure it out. So hell with all of that stuff. They should fix it. That's right. Somebody should fix it. But you know, whatever. So he's doing a questions video now. He's got like 1,300 questions or something. So this is just going to be a nightmare. He's going to do like 5 12-hour videos or something. It's just going to be a horror. But anyway, I hope to avoid some of that. Fake Sagan, another weird circumstance. You know, he's having this fight with Azranok, and it was kind of good. They're both kind of articulate, and they make little points and blah blah blah. But parts of it were a little creepy. I mean, the Azranok tea time thing is really, you know, it's well done. I mean, it's little talking things and stuff. It's like tea time. It's kind of creepy, and you know, Fake Sagan's just creepy, and so it was just kind of creepy. But anyway, they were just, you know, they're both conceding that they were just like playing with each other. So it was kind of it was just kind of contrived drama. So that was sort of, I mean, you don't want somebody coming out and saying, well, the fight is fake, and then they have the fight, and what's the point? I mean, if they're just faking it. And the other thing, but the thing that was really strange is Fake Sagan called me Gary. Now, you know, where did that come from? I mean, it's just such a Freudian slip or something for him to call me by my name, you know, just to reference me by my name. He didn't call, he wasn't speaking to me, just as, because he was making so many videos. He made 2 videos in one night or 3. And he said Gary. I mean, gee, you know, it's just really, really, really strange. So I still haven't got that fitting in my brain right. Still haven't been able to figure out where that came from. The Darwin hamster thing was really strange between me and him. I guess that was, I don't know if it was mentioned in the last one, but really weird. And then, but the weird part was too, is Matt made a response video on the subject. And, you know, I saw it as an icon, but the video was already removed. I was just kind of curious. I was just wondering what the Matt video was. I mean, it was 6 minutes of something, or something like that. That was weird. Just don't know, you know, don't know if it means anything. Don't know if it was as wacky as one of his usual videos, but it just, you hate to miss something like that. Kobe brought up Ozzy Osbourne and basically talked about him being a sellout or whatever. And like, oh, they all aren't. You know, it's not a true villain because he sells cell phones and stuff and makes money off all you suckers. But yeah, well, look, it was always a game they were playing anyway, biting that bat's head off and all that kind of stuff. I mean, yeah, you think he wasn't doing that for money? Show business, that's all it is. It's show business, people, show business. Tommy from the Bronx doing the short film thing. They're really not bad. I mean, you know, he's got kind of a weird sense of humor. I mean, doesn't everybody? So I mean, some of it's kind of harsh humor, I guess. I don't know what you call it, bloody humor, but whatever floats your boats kind of stuff. Great Text did some dopey video about women's cleavage and the fact that we should only be distracted for 2 seconds and then be able to treat women just like regular people. But it's always more complicated than that, because women can be cute, you know, and so it's not all about cleavage, you know. Really, I mean, I guess for some people it is, but other people, there's other womanly factors that distract them and convert them into an asshole. You know, I mean, it really is hard to be, you know, it's really hard to treat a pretty woman the same as you treat everybody else. It's just, you know, unless your life is so perfect and you already have 10 million pretty women in the closet, it's really hard not to treat them better. It's like just little cute things. You just do it. It's just an impulse. You treat cute and pretty and attractive things better. Somehow they don't necessarily deserve it, but they get it. It's just the way it is, unfortunately. Watched a couple of Alex Jones videos. Boy, that guy is really sounding like an evangelist. I mean, you know, he's just got the whole, now he's in the process of doing his new studios, and I mean, he's sounding just like one of those televangelists. They're always building new studios, and we're going to put up a super broadcasting tower and the crystalline building of doom or something, and you know, you can just see he's just heading in that direction. That'll be the next thing, is we need a Googleplex or something, you know, we need a bunch of buildings, so please send us some money so we can build buildings to watch over the government with our special government watching radar. And you know, conspiracy theory papers, you know, they might maybe have special papers they can write their conspiracy theories on, invisible ink or something, I don't know, but it's just such wacky crap. And then one of the shows, he's just selling a water filter. I mean, it was just so, you know, cliche bullshit, like, oh yeah, let's talk about your water filter like it has something to do with saving the world, when all it really has to do with making you a pile of money and you give me some of the money. I mean, geez, kind of tacky. Well, very tacky. Well, we got some extra time, so I'll just bring up some of the legal stuff issues. There's going to be a hearing this week on the DMCA stuff, you know, between Joneser and Eternally Dead shit and BCJ and all that stuff, and you know, they still have to be summoned. But the case with Joneser might be able to move forward and just be a test case for some of the issues. It's just going to depend on how the judge really looks at these stuff, and whether he forces everything to be combined or whether he'll allow things to be taken a piece at a time, or, you know, so these will be sort of interesting. You know, the other issue is going to be whether he's going to be willing to, you know, do any scrutiny regarding the law itself, and whether the law is constitutional or not, without going through the whole procedure of informing the Attorney General's office and having them file papers, and you know, there's a whole procedure involved to do a lot of this stuff. So anyway, I mean, whatever. I mean, who knows where it's going to go, but it should point whether this is going somewhere or it's going nowhere. Will sort of be decided about what this judge does with the case this week. You never know what you're going to get. I mean, it just depends on who the judge is and what his attitude is on what justice means, and that'll decide whether there's going to be any more to this or nothing more to this. And okay, so I guess the rest of it would just be Stickam. There was Stickam last night. It was a good night, in spite of Stickam was really bad the first 3 hours or whatever. Rooms kept crashing, and you really couldn't sustain a conversation, but there was a lot of people trying, and so we were, you know, it was interesting anyway. And then it mellowed out, you know, after 3 or 4 in the morning, and the last 3 or 4 hours were really nice. Then Karina and a few other women showed up, Lily White, and the other girl who had 5 kids, which is, you know, kind of a liability, but you know, she was still a girl. You could still recognize her as a girl, even though she had 5 kids. And Bella, you know, and Bella was all kind of prettied up. And so it was just, you know, it was a real womany room. Even Citizen Worm was in there. You know, one time it was like 5 of them, you know. So it was more women's than I'd seen in a while, all at once. And it was really good women's, because I really, you know, Karina had her big hair on and everything, so it was really nice. So yeah, I don't know if there was anything, you know, there was just the usual conversation, you know, virtual reality came up again, and this comes up and that, and you just argue the shit, and yell at people, and then you move on to the next subject and yell about that. And so I don't know if it does any good, but whatever. It's different. I mean, it's technology, and you're talking to people, so it's worth something. You know, maybe it doesn't accomplish anything, but it's worth putting your nickel in the slot, as they say. Well, they don't really say that anymore. They said that in like 1932. But I like it. You know, I don't really like it that much because I never really used it before. But it sounds good, right? You put your nickel in the slot. I like it. All right. So I don't know if there's anything else needs to be said. I am kind of tired. I was kind of marginal last night. Didn't think I'd be even doing an hour stick cam, let alone the whole night, because I really didn't feel like it. But anyway, so I guess that's it. There's not really that much going on. People aren't talking much. No really breaking stories in the atheist community. So till next time, this will be it. The end. Thank you very much.